ago, 1984 to be exact, the Chicago Cubs finished on top of what was then the Eastern Division of the National League. Even more impressive, they were heavily favored to defeat their Western Division opponents, the San Diego Padres, in the upcoming best-of-5 playoff series. Certainly, every Cubs fan viewed the playoffs as a virtual lock, a minor hurdle on the way to a classic confrontation with the powerful Detroit Tigers in the World Series. Things were not going well with my wife and me at the time, and I was hopeful she'd share my enthusiasm for the Cubs' spectacular triumph. Needless to say, I was astonished when Dana, who I assumed had been successfully transplanted from San Diego, revealed an unexpected affection for her home team. Playoffs start this week in Chicago.
I know.
Now, did you also know the Lions in front of the Art Institute are both wearing Cubs caps?
I think that's disgusting.
Come on, Dana, be a sport. This is our year.
Our? Did you ever stop to think that maybe there are some people in this town who don't consider the Cubs to be the greatest thing in the world since sliced bread?
Only someone from Southern California could think that sliced bread was great. What are you getting so worked up for anyways? You haven't been following the Padres at all.
Well, how can I? All your papers ever talk about are the Cubs, Cubs, Cubs. You know, I never used to think that Chicago was a bush league. However, I now know why they seem to call you the second city.
Nah.
Besides, none of you know a single thing about the Padres because you've all closed your minds to everything except those stupid Cubs, Cubs, Cubs.
Well, I know enough about the Padres to know they got a rookie first baseman in left, 2 overpaid has-beens at the corners, a head case in short, and, oh yeah, a quarter of their pitching staff are card-carrying members of the John Birch Society. What more do I need to know?
So what's your point? I suppose the Cubs are all registered Democrats?
My point is that only someone from Southern California could ever stomach a team like the Padres.
You know, Dave, I'm getting pretty fed up with you always hitting on California. We've been married for almost 6 years, and not a day has gone by without you picking on the West Coast.
With so much material, you can hardly blame me.
Anyway, I would think it would be all right around me, but I would think you would have the sense to keep your trap shut around Mom and Dad.
No, what's the matter? Your old man doesn't like the Jew in the family shooting off his mouth?
You know, Dave, it really hurts when you say stuff like that. And sometimes I think you push Mom and Dad into it. For example, at their 40th, it was such a glorious day. And still, you had to find something to fuss about. Such fine weather, you said, made Southern Californians complacent. What we needed was some good old Midwestern slush to give us a new perspective on life. I could tell right then and there what my mom was thinking.
Okay, what was she thinking?
Well, the same thing she was thinking when you had to gripe about suntans or defense contracts or something else just so silly. Why, she said, do Jewish people have to be so negative?
Well, we were kicked out of the promised land for close to 2,000 years.
And yet still act so superior.
Well, still, we are the chosen people.
Well, anyway, I'm sure that's what she was thinking. I'm beginning to think there's some truth to it.
Oh, the dark, negative, cosmopolitan Jew. That one goes back to the Middle Ages. Is that where your mother's coming from?
I'm not talking about Jews in general, Dave. I'm talking about you. You're the negative one. You're the superior one. Besides, Mom and Dad still, no matter what, love you very much.
Okay, sorry. You're probably right. But it's getting late. Let's go to bed.
You go ahead. I have some things I have to finish up. I'll be there eventually.
One of my coworkers brought a TV set into the office for the first game of the playoffs. And when the leadoff batter for the Cubs homered,
It could be. It might be. It is. Holy cow, a home run.
I couldn't resist calling the name. Holy cow, a home run!
You're being childish, Dave. It doesn't become you.
Matthew steps up to the plate.
Hold it a second, Dana. What happened?
Sarge just belted another one right out of the park.
Holy cow, another home run. Dana, you still there? The Cubs won that first game 13-0 behind Rick Sutcliffe, the best pitcher in baseball then. They won the second game too. When they traveled to San Diego, they needed just one victory out of the next three to wrap the pennant.
Did you see the headlines in the Sun-Times today? Cubs win. Big deal. World War III wouldn't get such treatment. You know, you're always saying that San Diego is such a backwater, but I have never seen such provincialism in my entire life.
You have to understand that the Cubs are much bigger than just Chicago. They broadcast on WGN. WGN is picked up all over the country. More than any other ball club, the Cubs are America's team.
In that case, I'm for the Tigers in the series.
Oh, giving up on your Padres already? Of course, they could sweep the next three games, even though that's never been done before.
Well, that wraps it up, Lou. 7-1 Padres and a very lackluster performance by our Cubbies. But tomorrow's another day.
It sure is. They'll go with Sutcliffe tomorrow.
That's ridiculous. They'll save him for Sunday.
What do you mean ridiculous? There's dozens of good reasons to start him on Saturday. Not the least of which, it'll put the pressure back on the Padres where it belongs.
Fry just announced that he'll be starting Sanderson tomorrow, Lou. I think that's a good thing. That way, Sutcliffe will be fresh at the 5th game Sunday, if needed, or more likely the first game of the series.
No, stupid! 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 How can Fry be so damn stupid?
All right, that's enough. What do you know about it anyway?
What do I know? While you were still in diapers, I was calculating ERAs and slugging percentages. I can still name the starting line of every Cubs team that took the field from 1965 to 1970. Kenny Holtzman on the mound, Ernie Banks at first.
All right, I said that's enough, and I don't want to hear any more about it. Besides, I won't be here to see how right you really are. Our art director screwed up again, and I have to go into work early tomorrow. And don't wait up for me. I'll be very late. Good night.
So I watched the fourth game alone. But even I could never foresee the agony that was to come. Steve Garvey, who I despise for his smug Southern California branded cockiness, drove in 5 runs, the final 2 in the bottom of the 9th to win the game. And just as he crossed the plate, I let it rip. But it might have been an emergency. If this is you, Dana,
Oh,
don't
no,
say it.
That might be. That could be.
I couldn't bear to stay in the house after that. So I took the red line up to my favorite Wrigleyville bar to commiserate with my fellow sufferers who I was sure would be there. When I got home, it was very late. You asleep?
No,
You know what I want tonight?
it's almost morning.
I'd like to make love to you.
What for?
What do you mean, what for?
Well, I mean, you don't want to have kids right now. You've made that perfectly clear to me.
It was your decision too.
I don't even know why we're still sleeping together.
Neither do I. Good night. We probably shouldn't have watched the deciding 5th game together. At home, alone. It was clear from the start that Sutcliffe didn't have his good stuff. Head staring at the screen as if watching an express train hurtling towards a collapsed bridge. Powerless to stop it, yet unable to avert my eyes from the impending disaster. Dana sat huddled on the couch like a compressed spring, her arms wrapped around her legs, chin propped on her knees. We didn't say a word to each other throughout the entire game. But later, in the 9th inning, when all hope was lost, and Steve Garvey came up to him for his last at-bat, I could not restrain myself. You know what I want to see? I want to see a high heart, a fastball between the eyes, wipe that surfer cockiness, right off that smug tanned mug of his.
You know what I think, David? I think you're a bastard. I realized until just this week what a pig-headed, arrogant bastard you really are.
The divorce was an amicable one. Within a month, Dana had relocated to a branch office in LA, but she visited Chicago frequently and we had lunch together quite often. In fact, I was one of the first to learn.
I'm getting married, Dave. You're the first to know besides Mom and Dad.
Well, of course, who's the lucky guy?
He's our CFO. He's, you met him once at a party. He's a widower with 2 kids, a boy and a girl, 5 and 7. He wants more, though.
Does he like sports?
He hates sports. The spectator kind, anyway. He likes skiing, and he loves the ballet.
Well, ballet. That seems safe. I wish her the best, and sincerely hope that she and her new husband wouldn't stumble into one of those subterranean byways for which a man and a woman can hardly ever emerge unscathed. Oh, incidentally, the World Series in 1984, the Tigers took it in 5, just as I predicted.